bandslikezappa.com, which is a music discovery podcast and blog, and now a videocast. On the site, I feature interviews with up-and-coming artists who are working in the tradition of the great guitar god and composer Frank Zappa. So if you like that guy as I do, chances are you're going to like the artists I feature. Hi, this is Ben with bandslikezappa.com. I'm here with Jeremy Savo from the band Out of Beardspace. Jeremy, first of all, tell me about the band, and if you don't mind, start with this out of out of left field name you guys came up with yourselves for yourselves.
Well, the name is Out of the Beardspace, and it comes from an idea. And the idea is of the beard space, and it's a simple idea. It's just of when you stroke your beard, you're in the beard space.
Got it.
So if you think of the famous statue of the thinker, it's basically you're in thought. And so out of the beard space simply means that it's a creation that you made. So it's something that came out of your thoughts.
Are you guys all hirsute? All have beards or facial hair of some kind?
Actually, only one of us does.
Oh. My favorite music blog these days is beardrock.co.uk. They have a similar gimmick. Everything is facial hair themed.
Yeah, we haven't gone there. I'm actually not sure we can go there yet. We're pretty young.
Oh. Well, how old are you guys?
Our oldest member is about to turn 22, and our youngest member is 18.
Oh wow! So you, your music style is super, very progressive. You've all got chops, and obviously, and what can I say? I don't know, eclectic or usually someone with these kind of kids with these kind of chops. We're playing such a harmonically and rhythmically adventurous music, have some sort of jazz background. Is that true with you guys?
We actually have a rock background. We all went to a place called the School of Rock. But one of the main themes of the School of Rock was Frank Zappa. Ah. And so we all basically throughout our teenage years spent a lot of our time learning and performing all sorts of different songs from all sorts of different genres, but mostly with a rock background. And then it's been actually in more recent times that we've all gotten into jazz.
School of Rock. What is this? I've heard of this, but who runs this?
Well, when we went there, it used to be ran by a guy called Paul Green, who actually founded the school and created the school, which is now across the country. But we all went in Cherry Hill, and most of us, actually all of us except one of us, was in something called the All-Stars, which was there was all these schools all over the East Coast, and the All-Stars brought together, it was like an audition group. It brought together like the best of the schools, and through that we got to go on tour and play with some people like John Anderson from Yes and Napoleon Murphy Brock from Frank Zappa and John Wetton from King Crimson.
Wow. So it's I'm looking it up now as we talk. So it's a Philly area kind of thing. Is that true?
That's where it started, but it's as far as California and Texas now.
Right. So I'm so out of step. I mix up the stupid movie with the School of Rock. Now I've heard it mentioned several times. In fact, there's this gal, I forget her name, but she's a young bassist, kind of a hot shot, has played with a lot of progressive musicians. I follow her on Twitter. I think she went to School of Rock too.
Julie Slick?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, her and her brother.
So it spawned some minor stars. So that's pretty cool that you guys are this young and carrying on the tradition. Did you guys go to college?
Well, currently none of us go to college full time. Three of us go to college part time, but um, which means basically we each take two classes at the community college down the street. But I used to go to college for music industry briefly, and Sam, our keyboard player, went to Berkeley for 2 years, and Zach, our other guitar player, went to school for music for like 2 years. We kind of all pulled out from that a little bit to more concentrate on our band and on other things that we're into.
Good. God bless you. These days, it's a sucker's game to try to spend all that money for a degree that's worth next to nothing in the end.
Thanks for the blessings, because we definitely don't get them from everyone on that.
Yeah, it's aside from owning a house, and I think going to college is next in line in like the American religion. If you stood on a street corner in Times Square or in Philly somewhere and said going to school is the biggest scam in the world, people would throw stones at you. Versus if you said all sorts of disgusting things, the world is ending, they wouldn't care.
I guess it depends where in New York and Philadelphia you go, but if you go to if you went to the Occupy movements, they would probably agree with you.
Right, you're right. Well, it's changing fast for sure. So you guys, I'm reading your bio. You all shacked up together recently. So listen, I'm like a late 30s guy who's taken a different course, and I'm reading about all the opportunities young musicians have now that the kind of major label system is kind of cracked up, in the music industry. The old stodgy industry, the way it was run, is kind of dead. This is what people like myself grew up with. And I'm like kind of jealous of you guys, you young kids who are taking an independent path. You have all these technologies and tools available to you. I'm jealous, and just wondering, is it exciting time for you? Do you have a sense of like where things are at, where your place is in history? I mean, I hope you appreciate it.
It's definitely an exciting time, and I think we all feel somewhat empowered versus how we felt when we were in school, because when we were in school, we thought that we would be basically having to spend the rest of our lives in facilities quite like the schools we were in, like corporate offices, things like that. We thought we would just have to do that. And I think when we found out that we didn't, and that we could actually pursue our true interests and passions, that was really liberating. And hearing you say that the industry has changed and that the old industry is dying is actually really encouraging, because it's never sounded like a very good industry to be a part of. But right now, it's definitely an exciting time. There are definitely times of doubt as well, when close ones and relatives and family members and friends tell you that you're on a path to nowhere,
Right. Well, even if say you are, and you burn 10 years having fun and kind of half starving, and then you pick another career. These days it takes young people, that long to figure out what the hell they want to do with a career anyway. They stumble from job to job until they land on something they'll stick with. So take it from someone who's been down kind of that road while trying to pursue music and the side. Better to take the gamble. And if you've got talent and the environment is right, and I think it is, now's the time to try for it.
Sure. And if I don't find success, so to speak, with music being, so to say, that if our band doesn't become commercially sellable and we have to work other jobs, or if eventually we don't want to be in this band anymore, then that would be okay too, as long as we make some great music that we love and can share with people along the way. That would be worth it.
Definitely. So you are the what's your role in the band? You're the primary songwriter, or did Sam get that wrong?
There is no primary songwriter, which is one of the reasons why our music is very eclectic sounding. Actually, everyone in the band writes. and we all take about an even share. My role is that I play guitar and I sing, and I also had a large role in our EP, which was self-produced and recorded at home.
Cool. So you're the main engineer then?
I think I'd get in trouble if I said that, but I'd say we all work with the software. I'd say me, Sam, the keyboard player, and Zach, the other guitarist, were the main engineers and producers.
I mean, it sounds good, but it sounds not. Well, it's obviously live. I mean, do you record everything live?
Well, it's not totally live. What it is like we laid down a backing track live, so we would have on all of the tracks except one. It was all of us playing together, and then we did kind of extensive overdubbing.
All right.
It was kind of a la Roxy and Elsewhere, where they recorded all the songs live and then they went into the studio and overdubbed extensively. So that's kind of the idea that I was going for with that.
Right. Well, that way you get the best of both worlds. You can get the get away from playing to a click track, so you get the human feel, and maybe you get a few instruments out of the bass track, and then you can tack on a couple isolated instruments to make a good final product.
Yeah, we actually had some technical problems when we were recording our bass tracks, and we wound up recording the whole band and having it mixed down to only 2 tracks because our interface broke. But we were so driven to just capture the magic that we were experiencing at that time that we just kind of went with that. And so we didn't even have the option of pulling out an instrument or even turning it down.
Was that one song you did that for?
No, 4 of the 5 tracks were recorded with all of us playing together, and they were all, when we recorded it live, it was all mixed down into the computer. It came into the computer on 2 tracks, so there was like a left channel and a right.
I get it. You didn't even have separation.
Yeah, we did not have a track with guitar and a track with bass and a track with bass drum and a track with snare. We just had left.
Right.
And right.
So, and then so then you tacked some other things on top of that stereo recording? Is that it?
Yes.
I get it. Okay. So that's what I was thinking. I mean, it doesn't have the, well, it's good. I mean, it doesn't have the super separation in a sense. Someone like me we're all been used to, super produced, super, isolated tracks, kind of that production. Whatever the genre, to hear, a live recording that stereo just sounds old fashioned. It's kind of jarring, but it's very cool way to do it, especially this style of music.
Yeah, I felt that I had no choice but to record it that way because of the technical problems I was having. I felt that it suited the music pretty well.
Yeah. So, what are you guys doing now to try to get fame, fortune, or at least notoriety and more bread on the table? What's your plan and strategy?
It's funny that you say more bread on the table. One thing we do is grow a large garden here in our backyard. So that's one thing that we work on simultaneously with our music. But we've been working on just kind of trying to spread our name out, and we've been doing that we printed up a whole bunch of stickers, and we're trying to put them in high traffic areas in the city that we live in here, which is Philadelphia, and also around the area where we live. So our name is recognizable, and then just basically talking to people that we meet on our travels daily, and just kind of, I don't know what the right word is, like emanating that this is what we are and this is what we did, as much as possible, just to spread that awareness, and setting up things like this interview, just getting into whatever little bubble we can get into.
Excellent. So keep it up. Maybe even do some videos of your gigs. Are you guys gigging a lot?
Yeah, we had been, and we took a break because we wanted to refresh our set list. And I think we may start going for like a one show a month type of thing, roughly, because we feel like if we're playing all of our shows in one area, if we're not going to tour yet, it's best not to stack them all on top of each other, because we had done that. We had played like 12 shows in 2 months, all in Philadelphia, and it gets a little bit redundant.
Yeah, too much. The fan base is only so big.
Yeah,
makes sense. Do you have any any new events coming up? Any new releases?
Yes, actually, this coming Saturday, which is let's see, what date is that? The 26th of November. We are releasing a suite that is 20 minutes long. One continuous piece of music. It was written entirely on the computer. There's no real instruments in it except for one guitar that lasts for about 20 seconds. Uh-huh. And it was written by all of us in the band, and it was passed around in an email chain before we lived together for months, being added onto in these like 1 to 2 minute segments. It's 13 parts. Huh. And we're releasing it on Saturday.
So what did you pass around, like a MIDI file?
No, we actually passed around an MP3 file.
Oh.
So it got pretty dirty. The signal got pretty dirty after being passed around so long. Right now we're just kind of re-exporting everything, cleaning it up, and, printing it out.
So, I mean, what's the sound? What's the sound source in it then? All synthesized stuff?
Yeah. It was some MIDI, some audio samples, things like that. It was done on Logic, Pro Tools, and Fruity Loops.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I can't imagine what it would be. So excited to hear it. So, well, keep plugging away and keep in touch. And I wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you. Thanks for the interview.
Let's listen to a full track from the band's new album. This is called In the Eye.